Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence.com and welcome to another PE discussion video that I have here for you guys. So today I'm actually going to be answering a user question that was submitted to me on one of my most recent videos about the Nintendo Direct. As far as my prediction video, PE news, I just released it and it's from user SK Massive, and basically what he's asking about is why are YouTubers kind of just not thinking for themselves. He basically says, why are you guys always following movements or kind of just doing things like that? Like some of the examples he gives is like the Federation Force, kind of like movement against that, the localization stuff, the movement against that, and just things like that. Like basically not thinking for yourselves or not really putting together stuff for yourselves. And whenever there's something to hate on, I guess there's a movement to completely destroy that topic or completely do this all in one thing. And all I have to say to that, SK Massive, first, thank you so much for being a subscriber and watching my content. But to be honest, to be perfectly honest with you, I do not follow any typical just, okay, movements, here we go. Like it has nothing to do with that. Like when I first saw Metroid Prime Federation Force, I thought it was crap. I thought it was crap. I thought it was horrible looking from the first time that I saw the game. When I was at E3, I was like, you can't be serious. Like after all this time, everyone's expecting a big Metroid game on Wii U, or everyone's expecting a 3D, it's like a Metroid Dread type situation, a Super Metroid 2, something along like that. And then they give us this. They give us this game that's like, looks just horrible. It has chibi robots, and just really generic looking Federation soldiers, all with different colored visors. So it's not even like Metroid Prime Hunters, where you have like unique characters or anything like that, and it just looks so diverse. Like this is just all generic looking hunters. It looks like complete, in my opinion, cash grab slash just boring shooter that they just took, that was basically a new IP, and they just slapped the Metroid Prime franchise tag on there, or Metroid Prime label on there, to try to see if they can get some familiarity or sell more units. And in the process, it completely backfired. So I'm not trying to sit here and be like everyone else. I don't think this game looks good. Like I do not like chibi robot styles. I do not like the chibi style when developers try to do that, and I just think that it's a ridiculous notion to put this type of a game on Nintendo 3DS. And I want to say this right now, like the Nintendo 3DS itself is the worst system for online games, like worst modern system. Like you can take PS3, PS Vita, every other system out there, PSP, any modern system that's came out within the past like decade or so, like the 3DS is by far the worst to play online games. It has really restrictive friend codes. It has a really slow messaging system to where you actually have to, well, they took away Swap Note, but you actually have to go into Miiverse and write a message, and then the people can't even see that message. Like it has the most worst like messaging system. It has no friend invites. It has no, it's just, there's just so many things lacking from the Nintendo 3DS. But the friend codes, usually most games have no voice chat. It doesn't have the bandwidth to do it. There's just so many issues with Nintendo 3DS hardware, and then Nintendo says, here, play an online game. It makes me not want to play online games on Nintendo 3DS. I just don't think that's the place to play online games because of Nintendo's restrictions and how the system was built. So to me, Federation Force is just a no. That's the reason why. It has nothing to do with trying to follow others. I think the game generally looks horrible, and I'm a Metroid fan, and I think the game just looks horrible, and I really don't know where they're going with this game. So that's that. Next, and here's the thing, it's not even just like a movement created on YouTube with Metroid Prime. Like the fans of like Metroid fans everywhere, people are upset. It doesn't matter where you go. People were upset at E3, people were upset watching it at home. People were just like, they were frustrated with this game. Metroid fans are frustrated. People went on their YouTube accounts and just, oh my god, they're just the regular users. So yeah, it's really it's just a bad situation, to be honest. Next, localization stuff. So here's the thing with localization stuff, like it's one of those things where like Nintendo is doing things, like they'll take longer to localize the game, or they're doing things and there's no need for them to do that. And not only that, but it's like sometimes it's anti-consumer practices. So if someone is traveling abroad and they don't, I mean, do you expect them to like buy multiple Wii U's. So if they're going to like the UK, like, is there a reason why they have to buy multiple Wii U's? Is there a reason why they have to do certain things like the region lock and the localization stuff that Nintendo is doing? It just hurts the consumer in general. And I'm obviously a consumer advocate. For myself, I think it's ridiculous that certain games, like for instance, like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, it's like, why do you space out the releases between Europe and between North America like so big? There's not even really any like languages to translate or anything like that. The game is just all text and stuff like that. There's really nothing. Yoshi's Woolly World, same thing like that. So I mean, for me, I'm just looking out for the consumer. I'm looking out for myself personally. For me, I would have liked to play Yoshi's Woolly World back when it was supposed to come out with, like, you know, Europe and everything else. Like, but for some reason North America got it delayed all the way till like the fall. So I was like, skip it, I don't want to play it at all, you know. So those are the type of things that I think that it's just anti-consumer. I just don't think that Nintendo needs to do certain things like that when it comes to like localization in certain games and the release dates and like what they're doing with different regions. It's very weird. No other company really does stuff like that. There's might be a little bit, but not from the big three, definitely not. Another thing, it's like I don't like there being content cut. Like, I just think that sometimes Nintendo thinks that we're like, I don't know, little children or something like that. It's like the localization stuff, like with Fire Emblem. It's like, why are you removing content that shouldn't be removed? I mean, is that the reason why the game takes a year to come out? Because you're making these alterations that are unneeded. I just don't think that Nintendo needs to be dicing up and cutting up games, you know, for the fact of, for who? I mean, is it for SJWs? That's the thing. That's the thing that I'm always worried about. It's like, okay, well, you're giving into these like SJWs that are going to complain about the littlest things, and I don't want that as a consumer. I don't want that for anyone. I don't want that for you guys. I don't want that for myself. I think it's stupid and it's petty, and Nintendo has been called out multiple times on these type of things, even from just regular fans. It's not nothing to do with YouTube, even from fans on their own pages, different social medias, stuff like that. And for myself, I just think that it's really stupid that we can't have something that Japan has. Like, Japan can have something, and that's the, you know, that's the rating. It's a teen rating or whatever. But for America, oh nope, got to change this, got to change this, got to change this, got to change this. I want to experience the game with its full content. I don't want to have complete content or dialogue options cut out because of what? Because it's a little bit risque or something like that's just stupid. So like I said, it's not really like I'm trying to follow others or anything like that. It just comes from being a consumer. It just comes from being a consumer. And as soon as Nintendo stops doing those type of things, then I'd be completely down with it. Now, I understand there are more important things in life, like you said, definitely. But remember, stuff like the copyright claims and stuff like this affects all of us, and this is what we do. We talk about gaming. Obviously, there's more important things. Heck, in my own personal life, I've had a big thing happen to me that's really changed how I do things. But really, I'm just here to provide content for you as fast and as effectively as possible, and I'm also here to make sure consumers get the you know, the good side. They get the right end from these companies. So that's the one thing that I do want to say. It's not like I'm trying to follow anybody or anything like that, but I just want to make sure that Nintendo and all of these companies really just do what's best for the consumer and what's best for themselves too. I mean, it has to be, there's a balance. There's obviously a balance, but in my opinion, I don't think delaying like stuff like Fire Emblem coming out a year after the Japanese release, I don't think that's good for anyone. And then you look at the changes that they're making and what's taking this long, and it's like, okay, well, you're doing stuff like editing out certain content. You obviously have to bug test that stuff to make sure that the game doesn't break when you do remove things from the original source code. Like, you're over here like taking forever, or over here doing all these things for no reason. There would not be a problem at all. So like that's the one thing that I'm talking about. So I'm not trying to be a follower. I'm just trying to go from my heart and say what I feel is best for consumers and for myself as well. So that's that. All right. So thank you so much, SK Massive, for your question. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate that as well. So that basically wraps it up for this video here. Make sure you hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And also subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, shaders, tips, and tricks. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you for the next video. And remember, game on. Peace.